Good morning, everybody. Glad to be here with you guys this morning. It's a beautiful day today. Hope you guys are off to a great start and getting your day started. Today I'm picking up on 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 1 through 6. And I guess in these next few verses, in chapter 4, we're going to be learning about stewards of God's grace. So 1 through 6 today, and so let's dive in. Since therefore Christ suffered in the flesh, arm yourself with the same way of thinking, for whoever has suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin, so as to live for the rest of the time in the flesh, no longer for human passions, but for the will of God. Let's stop right there, because Peter's point is that believers are willing to suffer. The nerve center of sin is severed in their lives, although believers will never be totally free from sin in this life. So let's look at the cross-reference. James chapter 3, verses 2. And it says, "For we all stumble in many ways, and if anyone does not stumble in what he says, he is a perfect man, able also to bridle his whole body." Another cross-reference that's right here in the notes is 1 John 1:8. So let's turn to me with 1 John chapter 1, verse 8. And it says, "If we say we have no sin, we deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us." So when believers endure suffering for the sake of Christ, they show that their purpose in life is not to live for their own pleasures, but according to the will of God and for his glory. So verse 3, "For the time that is past suffices for doing what the Gentiles want to do, living in sensuality, passions, drunkenness, orgies, drinking parties, and lawless idolatry. With respect to this, they are surprised when you do not join them in the same flood of debauchery, and they malign you. But they will give account to him who is ready to judge the living and the dead. For this is why the gospel was preached even to those who are dead, that though judged in the flesh the way people are, they might live in the spirit the way God does." So Peter's encouraging Christians to cling to the knowledge that through Jesus' suffering, he freed us from sin. Peter describes some of the sins of the unbelievers in that day, which much are the same as today: lewdness, lust, drunkenness, orgies, carousing, idolatry. Peter states that those that still participate in those behaviors will think that Christians are strange because they refuse. He reminds believers that those people will have to give an account to God, and encourages believers not to return to their past life. Excuse me. So a couple questions is, who are the accusers in your life tempting you to return to some past sinful behavior? I'll go first. I think sometimes, people at work, I think family, they see you behind closed doors, and that's a different thing, because they want you to serve God, right? But friends, I've had some friends tell me at work, it's all right to go out, man. It's okay to go and have guys' night out, and when you're married, it's fine. Your wife has to understand. And I just what the heck? I just played a whole video in my head. That could not be good. That couldn't be good because because of my past life, right? So, that's something that you can ask yourself between you and God, and pray about it. Will you trust and cling to God's promises that you have the power over sin? Yes, that's something I have to do every day. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's encouragement, today's study. And God bless you guys. I love you guys, man. I hope you guys have a great day. And thank you so much just for everything. Danny and I really appreciate it.